Hello, my name is Will Gaucher from Paramount Veterans Network, and I'm a proud Army veteran. Today, we bring you another exciting Coffee with Vets. In this sit-down interview, we welcome the star and executive producer of CBS's hit show, Tracker, Justin Hartley. This session will be moderated by CBS New York's Jessica Moore. Thank you for joining us today. Enjoy the show.
Hi, I'm Jessica Moore. I'm joined today by a very special guest, Justin Hartley, star of the CBS hit show Tracker. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I know most of our viewers have seen Tracker, but for those who haven't, can you kind of give us like a nutshell synopsis of what the show is all about?
Like
why
elevator
it's so
pitch for you?
Elevator
Sure,
pitch.
sure.
Elevator pitch.
Yeah, no, basically it's a show that my friend Ken Olin and I worked on This Is Us together.
Right.
And we had this idea to work together after This Is Us. This Is Us was wrapping up. It had one more season left. And we found this book by Jeffery Deaver called The Never Game. He brought it to me and he goes, there's this character in there called Colter Shaw. I think he's really great. I read the book, loved the character. We met with the author and Ken and I were able to option the book. And that's what this show is based on. It's this guy who, when he was a kid, he had this really tumultuous childhood, I would say, a lot of tension. His father was paranoid, became more and more increasingly paranoid. People are out to get him, trying to kill him, government conspiracies, to the point where he took the whole family and moved them off the grid. So they became survivalists. And now Colter, as an adult, my character, uses all of those skills that he learned when he was a kid to roam around the country. He lives in an RV. He lives in an Airstream, and he collects rewards around the country helping people, like if they're needing, missing daughters, moms, girlfriends, whatever it might be. And he goes and he uses all of his skills to help find these people.
So what was that experience like, to go from being such a famous actor in your own right to now you're helping produce this, like take this from a book to a show?
It's been great. It's been, well, I tell you what, it's daunting. It's a daunting task at first, especially I've never done it. But I do have I do have the best right with me. I mean, I'm going to school every day. Ken Olin has done it, his whole career. He's been doing it time and time again and successfully. And so I just kind of watch him and learn from him, and it's been wonderful. I've got a great network behind me. I've got a great studio behind me. I think I've got a great product. And a great team, so it's been wonderful. I've learned a lot. It's a lot of hard work.
I bet it is.
It's never ending,
Yeah.
but it's a labor of love for sure.
Yeah. You mentioned school. Can you talk to me a little bit about your time in college? I know we're going way back now, but you majored in history.
No, I'm not. What do you mean? I'm 24 years old.
We're going way back, my friend. No, I'm kidding. Can you talk to me?
No, you're right.
You majored in history. Is that correct? That's
Yeah.
fascinating in its own right.
Yeah.
How was that experience? How did that help shape you as an actor, you as now a producer?
I mean, you learn a lot about a lot of historical people. You read a lot of biographies and things like that, and these people who are and I guess I wasn't thinking about it at the time, but people that have accomplished something to where it used to be anyway. If you wrote like a memoir, it was like like Barack Obama has a book, right? And you read that book and what that man went through, how he got to be who it's just incredible. And you, time and time again throughout history, if you look at these people, where they ended up, especially presidents, right? Presidents of the United States, you pick up any of them and you read their book and their story, and where they came from and how they got to where they are is always fascinating. It's always so different than the guy before or after, but it's so fascinating. And I don't know, as an actor, you can grab that stuff and go, oh, well, that's a pretty fascinating thing. That's an interesting thing. Ooh, that would be cool for a character. Ooh, what if a character had that trait? Ooh, what if they had that as well? And, combine all the.
Well, it's sort of like the trials and tribulations you don't know in the moment are shaping
absolutely
who you're going to become. But you kind of need those things to make the book filled out.
Yeah,
right?
it's anyone's life too. I mean, you can. People have really interesting, unique stories.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a ton of us, and we all have different stories. It's pretty fascinating.
A lot of our veterans watching might be interested in pursuing a career in acting, might be interested in something that might have to do with the TV or film industry. What advice would you have for them?
I mean, I think it's kind of a good combination. I've never served, but I have. I'm at least aware enough to know that it is very difficult. Yeah. It's very demanding, very exact. There's a process by which you do things. There's a right way and a wrong way. There's a protocol, and I think it's the same thing in acting and in show business. If you want to be successful at it, it is very, it's challenging, it's competitive, but there's also a process by which you get something done.
Well, you hit on it with the precision. I think if you had that discipline, it probably would bode well for this career, right?
Yeah, I think the more disciplined you are, it allows you to be even more creative and full in a creative way.
That's actually a really great point. I don't think a lot of people think that. They think A brain, B brain.
No. I think if you're like, if you know your lines inside out, upside down, and backwards, and you're on time and you're ready to go. And I think that opens you up, frees you up to be extremely creative because you're not worrying about all that stuff. You're not worrying about any of that stuff because you already know that stuff.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
What were some of your biggest takeaways from season 1 as far as the crossover between law enforcement and private citizens? What were some observations you made? What are some takeaways?
Well, we have this show where my character Colter sort of he can work outside the law a little bit. Right. And he doesn't have, I always say he doesn't have a badge, right? He has a gun, he has no badge.
Right.
But at the same time, I think it's important that we don't make a mockery out of law enforcement and things. Like, it's very easy to sort of go, well, he's the smartest guy in the room and these cops can't figure it out. I'm not interested in doing a show like that. So it's like using law enforcement along with Colter and then kind of teaming up with them to sort of figure this stuff out. So I don't know. Part of the fun is that he can work outside the law a little bit without getting caught. We have a list on our one of our grip trucks throughout the season, and it just gets longer and longer. So Colter's our hero, right? And he's like helping people and saving people. But we have a list of things that infractions, like that he's broken the law. He's done, breaking and entering. He's assault, battery. He's done all this kind of stuff. He's going through private records that he shouldn't be going through. So he breaks the law all the time.
Sort of a renegade.
Sort of a renegade, yeah, in a way.
I know I had read somewhere that you really made it a point to make such a clear distinction between Colter and your character in This Is Us, right? Because so many people, you're like synonymous with that character for a lot of people. So was that tough? Was it tough to sort of like take all essence, or is that just who you are as an actor? You just go into a new role, divorce yourself from the past? I
hope that that's true. I try to do that. I hope so. I mean, in my private life, I have no problem talking about Kevin Pearson and This Is Us. What a wonderful time in my life. What a great experience and opportunity that I got. But yeah, I think that's the point of acting, right? Is to service the character, and these characters are nothing alike. I mean, they're the same height and weight. That's about it. That's about it. They got nothing else in common.
So you're sticking to your diet, and you haven't shrunk at all. That's good.
No, I'm sticking to my diet. Yeah. I mean, the thing about This Is Us was I as an actor, I try to stay in good shape just because you never know what's going to come your way, right? You want to be ready for it. And for This Is Us, I didn't really have to do much physical stuff, but Kevin is an actor. So I figured
you had to look the part.
Kevin would keep himself in pretty good shape. And then, of course, Colter has, his job requirements.
But is it really physically demanding? Because sometimes when I'm watching the show, I mean, you're really putting yourself out there. Like, you're working out while working.
Yeah, it's tough. I love it. It's great, but it's always, I mean, it's a constant grind. It's not like, I'm not doing anything. It's not like it might not be, a 2-mile run or a marathon.
Sure.
But it's a 40-yard dash, 40-yard sprint, take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on a rocky terrain, with boots on that aren't running shoes.
So you have to be in top shape to do that.
Yeah, it's pretty elite. I mean,
pretty much up there with SEAL team.
It's pretty much. There's one of me. Let me put. But the truth is, you don't want to injure yourself.
Yeah, this is the truth.
Because if you injure yourself, then you're kind of done. You're kind of done, and now what do you shoot? So it's all about staying limber.
And how could we ever find a body double that would match this prowess?
Well, I mean, you said it. You said it. Yeah, I was waiting for you to say it, but you said it.
I know you were. I just wanted to give it to you. All right, so before I let you go, without giving anything away, what can we expect for the end of season 1?
A lot. We have a bunch of questions that have been unanswered throughout this season, kind of teed up. We answer all of them in the last 3 episodes. We have Jensen Ackles coming in and playing my brother.
Okay.
We have Melissa Roxburgh coming in and playing my sister. We haven't met these people yet. They're the brother and the sister that he's estranged from.
Right.
So they come in, whole nother bag of worms. A lot of questions get answered. And then right when you think it's like, oh, okay, we figured everything out, those questions then that are answered lead to a whole new set of questions. It's deeper, way deeper than we thought it was. And that'll launch us into season 2.
But that's what makes an excellent drama.
I think so too.
Right? You answer the questions which just creates more questions.
I think so too, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the time. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, you can thank you.
Yeah.